Hello, beautiful you. What if the key to freedom isn't what you need to gain, but what you need to let go of? After decades of playing by the rules, worrying about what others thought and putting myself last, turning 55 became my permission slip to start quitting. Not my job or my responsibilities, but the invisible chains I had placed on myself. Today I'm sharing the 10 specific things that I quit after 50 that completely transformed my life and opened the door to true freedom in my 60s. And trust me, letting go has never felt so liberating. Are you ready to stop waiting and start living? Number 1, stop worrying about others people's opinions, like worrying to be criticized. This is the most common fear among people today, and it truly stops you from living your life. The big irony here is if you knew how little people are thinking of you, you wouldn't be so worried. You see, people are too busy with their own lives to spend much time judging yours. They are so worried about what other people are thinking about them, so they don't have time to think about you. Isn't this a crazy world that we live in? We sacrifice our authenticity for approval that's rarely even being given. When I finally realized this truth, it was like putting down a heavy backpack that I had been carrying for decades. Now I ask myself, will this matter in 5 years? If not, I refuse to let it steal my joy today. Number 2, fear of death. Learn to live in the now. I've been reflecting a lot upon this lately. How come that I don't experience fear around death anymore? And my guess is that it's connected to how I live my life today. I am present. I live in the now. I've let go of the past and I have zero expectations of the future. Other than this affirmation that many of you commented on and loved in another video, my name is Marie and only good things happens to me. Let me know if you like it, if you use it. I truly believe that when the day comes for me to leave this planet Earth, I will enter something even more beautiful, and that makes me excited rather than scared. It's all about what picture we choose to build in our mind, right? And I have created a piece of art around that moment, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing it when the time comes for me. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is if we look at time as the most valuable thing we are giving here on earth, how do we spend it? Do we spend our time complaining, judging, reacting, beating ourselves up? Or are we choosing to be grateful for this time that we are given? When we are fully present, there's no room for fear of death because we are too busy experiencing the richness of life, here and now. Death only scares us when we are not truly living. I absolutely love the book by Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. And maybe after reading it again and again and again, I had that shift, maybe. But what I know for sure is that living fully in the present moment is the greatest gift we can give ourselves at any age. Number 3, Worrying about money. Oh dear, have I been worrying about money? I've literally been drowning in this ocean of money worry. And that's a very wet and cold and dark ocean that I guess most people try to swim in. But you can't. You will just sink. And now looking back, did this worrying help me to get more money? Absolutely not. Before I continue, I want to speak directly to you who might be where I was 2 years ago with zero money. This is a very extreme situation, and if someone tells you in that moment to stop worrying, you just want to slap them in the face, right? It is challenging, and someone who hasn't experienced this can ever understand the fear it causes. This fear is real. But despite the situation you are in, you are still an incredible creative being with infinite potential. These circumstances do not define you. Today I have learned to dance with money like it was my love partner. I love money. I show gratitude for every penny I'm able to spend, give, or receive. This shift in mindset from fear to appreciation has completely transformed my relationship with abundance. So I highly recommend you to take an inventory of your relationship to money. What stories are you telling yourself? How do you feel when you pay bills? And when was the first time you learned to worry about money? You see, understanding your money story is the first step to rewriting it with a happier ending. Number 4, release toxic relationships. Who do you spend time with? In my previous video, I spoke about being alone versus feeling lonely. How common it is that many choose to be around toxic people because of fear of being alone. Acknowledge if you're feeling drained, anxious, or smaller after interactions with someone. Watch for people who constantly criticize you, ignore your boundaries, or make everything about them. And notice how your body responds. Is there tension, exhaustion, or that gut feeling that something is off? If you regularly need to recover after spending time with someone instead of feeling energized, that's a clear sign that this relationship may be toxic. The main message is simple. Who you spend time with shapes who you become. I would much rather enjoy my own company than spending time with someone who does not fully value and respect the true me. Take a moment to consider, do your current relationships lift you up or bring you down? Number 5, putting self-care at the bottom of your priority list. You know, I've been thinking a lot about how we prioritize our lives, especially as we grow older and hopefully wiser. For so long, many of us put ourselves last. We take care of everyone else's needs, we meet deadlines, we show up for others, and somehow our own well-being gets pushed to the bottom of that never-ending to-do list. But here's the truth I've discovered. Self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. It's like they say on airplanes. Put your own oxygen mask on first before helping others. Because when we are depleted, we have nothing meaningful to give. When we enter our 60s, we have earned the wisdom to know that caring for ourselves isn't a luxury. It's the foundation that allows everything else in our lives to thrive. That's why one of the biggest things I proudly let go of as I entered my 60s was putting self-care at the bottom of my priority list. And honestly, it's been revolutionary. Number 6, suppressing feelings. This has been a biggie for me. I turned off my feelings as a child, and most of my adult life I played a role of being that happy, good and joyful one. But deep within me, there's been an ocean of emotions wanting to come out. Letting myself feel fully has been like removing a dam. At first, overwhelming as emotions just rush through, but ultimately very healing. It's the difference between merely existing and truly living. Society often praises keeping it together. I remember that's what I was told as a child, but rarely acknowledges the cost of that control. When we suppress feelings, we're not just hiding pain, we're also blocking joy and passion and our authentic connection to others. There's a beautiful wisdom that emerges when we stop fighting our feelings and instead welcome them as messengers. Recently, I learned how many of my body issues are connected with me suppressing old feelings. Whoa! Our bodies hold our stories, as they say. Number 7, constant people-pleasing and saying yes when you mean no. People-pleasing is huge and is infecting us on so many levels of life. For me to start saying no has been challenging. Choosing not to take responsibility for the other person's feelings. This can be anything from answering the phone when you actually just want to be, to having sex when we don't want to in our relationship. I was in a women's circle a few years ago and I was shocked to hear how many women shared this story of feeling forced to have sex in their relationship. They didn't want to hurt their partner. And yes, I've been there too. But what do we do to ourselves by doing so? We slowly disconnect from our own bodies and inner wisdom, teaching ourselves that our desires don't matter. Each time we override our true feelings, we tell ourselves a dangerous story that our needs are less important than keeping others comfortable. This pattern doesn't just affect our relationships, it affects our health, our self-worth, and our ability to set boundaries in all areas of life. Today I know better. I'm entering my 60s with either a hell yes or a respectful, loving no thank you. And I have discovered something surprising. People respect me more for my honesty, not less. It doesn't only benefit me, it will benefit everyone around me. Authentic connections can only be built on truth. And when I honor myself first, I show others how to treat me. This clarity is one of the most precious gifts of aging. Finally understanding that saying no to others often means saying yes to myself. Number 8, delaying joy until retirement or some future date. I will never ever delay something I truly want to do again. I have realized how many moments that I've lost waiting for the perfect time when I retired, when I had more time, when I had more money saved. But life happens in the now. It can be anything from dancing in the rain with myself or with a friend, or visiting new places, or tasting new flavors, or simply embracing my beauty and wisdom exactly as I am today. And why wait to tell someone I love them? Why postpone that trip I've been dreaming about? Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, but this moment is mine to fully experience. One of the greatest gifts of entering my 60s is finally understanding that joy isn't something to be earned or scheduled for later. It's available on every ordinary day, in every cup of morning tea, in every sunset. I'm no longer putting my life on hold for some future version of myself. Today is worthy of celebration, and so am I. Number 9. Comparing your journey and life with others. Here's the truth, Queen. Comparing is the biggest killer of self-love. It really leaves you with a feeling of not being enough. And this feeling of not being enough has been driving so many of our decisions, often unconsciously. How on earth can we claim our self-worth and our self-love while constantly comparing ourselves with others? A little more than 2 months ago, I deleted all my social media apps, except for YouTube. And I can't explain in words how great I feel after doing so. True freedom. I have no idea what anyone else is doing. I'm just focused on my mission to help other women to win in their everyday life. Social media constantly shows me everyone's perfect moments, making me feel like I wasn't enough. Now I only compare myself to my own growth and values, not someone else's highlighted reel. When we stop comparing, we free up so much energy to live our authentic lives. Entering my 60s, I finally understand my path was never supposed to look like anyone else's. That's not a mistake. It's exactly how it should be. Number 10. Perfection that keeps you from starting new things. I threw perfectionism out of the window. Yes, I admit sometimes it comes knocking on my door. But then I remind myself of this beautiful saying, see your perfection in your imperfection, Marie. Perfection really leads to procrastination. So many great ideas were born, but unfortunately buried because of this fear of not being good enough from the start. What I've learned is that done is better than perfect. And getting started is the hardest part. Think about it. Every expert was once a beginner. Every successful person you admire started somewhere, usually with something far from perfect. When we wait for perfect conditions or perfect skills, we miss the joy of the journey and the growth that comes from simply trying. If you are one of all who dreams about starting your own YouTube channel, but see yourself stopped by this reason, then I invite you to join our new program, Queenly Confidence. It's a 21-day journey where I will guide you back to your greatness so that you can enter the stage and shine as the queen that you were born to be. Just comment below with Queenly Confidence and I will make sure that you get the link to the waitlist. You see, the world needs your voice and your wisdom, imperfections and all of it. In fact, it's often our imperfections that make us relatable and real to others. These 10 things I've quit aren't about loss. They are about liberation. each release is a step towards freedom. Each letting go, a moment of profound self-love. And to you who's listening to this, especially you around 50 or 60, your life is not winding down, it's opening up. You are not diminishing, you are expanding. You are more wise, more courageous, more beautifully imperfect than ever before. This journey isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about choosing yourself every single day. Your worth isn't determined by others' opinions or your past. Your worth is inherent and magical. So here's to quitting what no longer serves us. Here's to embracing our true self with joy. Remember, the best chapters of your life, they're still being written. And you, beautiful you holding the pen, Queen. My name is Marie, and only good things happens to me. And to you. Shine on, Queen. I love you.